The final pass I'm going to create is a shadow pass, and to do that I'm going to create a new empty pass, call it my shadow pass, and I really need to just treat everything in the scene using a shadow shader. I really don't actually need to see shadows from the muzzle fire either, so I can actually restrict that by selecting that effects rig and putting it into its own partition. So in my shadow pass, if I create a new partition for it, so we'll call this the muzzle flash partition, and I'll hide it. I'll just take everything else, all the objects in my background, and I'll apply a shadow shader to them. I need to apply a shader to the entire partition, so I'll apply a throwaway shader, just a Lambert shader is good enough. And right away I'll go into the render tree for that particular partition, and I'll replace that Lambert shader with a shadow shader. If I look under the illumination menu, I'll pull in a shadow shader and connect it to the surface input and delete the Lambert. We want to make sure that the shadows show up in our RGB channels when I do render it rather than the alpha, so I'll enable the RGB option. The only other lights that are casting shadows in my scene, actually there should only be one light casting shadows. I've got light fall off on my muzzle blast light, and it's only the key light that's casting shadows, so I'll make sure that I only enable these two lights. So the key lights turned off, but the fill light and the muzzle blast light I'll partition and hide because it's really useless to have them. So I'll call this the hidden lights. I'll hide that partition. Okay, so I think we're pretty much ready here. We'll just do a final check on our passes.